Michael Owen's Premier League predictions including Chelsea vs Manchester United and Manchester City vs West Ham. A huge weekend of Premier League action awaits, and Michael Owen has cast his eye over an intriguing set of fixtures in the English top flight, with Manchester United's trip to Chelsea arguably the pick of the bunch. Chelsea sit 3 points clear of Manchester City at the top of the table and will no doubt be brimming with confidence after putting 4 goals past Juventus in midweek in the wake of their comprehensive 3-0 victory at Leicester last Saturday. 8th-placed United have lost 7 of their last 13 matches in all competitions by comparison and are still without a manager following Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's dismissal. Ralf Rangnick is expected to take over the reins from Michael Carrick on an interim basis in the next 24 to 48 hours, but the German will not be in the dugout at Stamford Bridge. Reigning champions City, meanwhile, play host to David Moyes' West Ham in what promises to be an intriguing battle between 2nd and 4th at the Etihad. Elsewhere, Arsenal will be desperate to bounce back from their humbling 4-0 defeat at the hands of Liverpool when they entertain Newcastle in Saturday's lunchtime kickoff, with Eddie Howe cleared to travel to Emirates. In his column for BetVictor, former Liverpool, England and Real Madrid striker Owen delivered his predictions for all of the above and the other remaining 7 games happening up and down the country. Michael Owen's prediction: Arsenal 2-1 Newcastle. Arsenal welcome Newcastle at lunchtime, looking to put right what turned into a disastrous 90 minutes last week at Anfield. Before that match, the Gunners were going along nicely. They look like a team that will do fine against sides outside of the top 6, but at the moment, lack that extra bit of quality against the bigger sides. Eddie Howe will be back in the dugout after testing negative, so that could provide a much-needed shot in the arm for his side. This could be closer than the league table suggests, although I think the home side will edge it. To view this video, please enable JavaScript and consider upgrading to a web browser that supports HTML5. Video: Michael Owen's prediction: Liverpool 3-0 Southampton. Liverpool brushed aside Porto at Anfield midweek and back on home soil, you'd expect nothing less than 3 points. Southampton have been in decent enough form, but their defeat to Norwich last week will have been hugely disappointing. This will be a challenge on another level, and with Sadio Mane starting to fire, I wouldn't be surprised to see him notch against his former side in a comfortable victory. To view this video, please enable JavaScript and consider upgrading to a web browser that supports HTML5. Video: Michael Owen's prediction: Norwich 0-1 Wolves. What a start that was for Dean Smith. That's back-to-back wins for the Canaries, the first time they've achieved that in the Premier League since 2016. The introduction of Billy Gilmour to their starting side definitely paid off, and I'll be keeping an eye out to see if he's involved again. Wolves have won 5 of their last 7, with last week's win against West Ham exactly what the doctor ordered after tasting defeat against Crystal Palace. I see another tight game in prospect, although I have been impressed by the way Bruno Lage's side have found ways to win this season. With that in mind, I'm just favoring the visitors. Michael Owen's prediction: Crystal Palace 1-1 Aston Villa. I was lucky enough to share the park with Steven Gerrard and Patrick Vieira on plenty of occasions, so I'm looking forward to seeing both face off at Selhurst Park. They left it late, but Steven Gerrard got off to the best possible start as Aston Villa manager last weekend. However, Villa's record on the road has been really poor his season. The Villains have lost 5 of their last 6 on their travels, a bad habit to get into. Palace may be undefeated in their last 7, but they need to convert those draws into victories, having drawn 5 of those. I think a draw could be on the cards again. That would probably be seen as a point gained for Villa as they continue to build under their new manager. 1-1 for me. Michael Owen's prediction: Brighton 2-0 Leeds. Brighton have been great this season. However, they'll be disappointed to lose out late at Villa Park last weekend. That said, they're well above their expected points total for the season, and up against a Leeds side that simply isn't firing, they'll be confident of adding to that total. Graham Potter's side have been excellent at the back thus far, and I fancy them to keep it going at the Amex. Michael Owen's prediction: Brentford 1-2 Everton. Goals have been on the menu all season long for Brentford, and up against an Everton side that are blighted with injuries and suspensions, they'll be quietly confident of getting something here. That said, it's a new kind of pressure when you are fancied to win, not something the home side have been used to since their promotion to the Premier League. I'm not surprised to see some people fancying Brentford in this one, but I think Everton's experience could be vital here and think they can take the points home. Michael Owen's prediction: Manchester City 3-1 West Ham. It was a stroll in the park for City at home to Everton last weekend, and they'll need more of the same here to keep up with Pacificers, Chelsea. West Ham are tough opponents. They can be hard to break down, and in attack, Michail Antonio is a handful. I'm expecting a good game here. City should be on a high after an excellent midweek win against PSG, and with the wind in their sails, I think they'll notch up another 3 points. Michael Owen's prediction: Leicester 2-1 Watford. Leicester welcome Watford to the King Power, looking to get back on track after a poor start to their Premier League campaign. It's hard to gauge what you're going to get from Watford. Their 5-2 win away to Everton was fantastic, but equally, their 5-0 loss to Liverpool was so poor. For the home side, the Europa League came as a welcome distraction, and I think that win could be their springboard to better things. It's a Leicester win for me. Michael Owen's prediction: Burnley 0-1 Tottenham. The conundrum that is Tottenham Hotspur continued as they slumped to a, let's face it, humiliating defeat to Mura midweek. Some of those players really need to look in the mirror, and who knows what Antonio Conte makes of it all. They simply need a reaction, but this is another tricky one. Burnley aren't conceding many just now, but equally, they aren't scoring a lot. If Spurs' best players turn up here, they should win the match. I'm giving them another chance, and think they will do, just at by the smallest of margins. Michael Owen's prediction: Chelsea 3-1 Manchester United. Super Sunday sees Manchester United visit Stamford Bridge. Michael Carrick got the desired reaction from his players midweek, although this is a bigger test. Chelsea were awesome against Juventus. They're defensively rock solid, something that you must be if you have aspirations of winning the title. I think Carrick will play the likes of Van de Beek and Sancho again here, but Chelsea, for me, are just too strong. I'm siding with the Blues to take all 3 points. To view this video, please enable JavaScript and consider upgrading to a web browser that supports HTML5 video. More Dimitar Berbatov's Premier League predictions including Chelsea vs Man United. More huge influence: Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel praises Ralf Rangnick ahead of Manchester United appointment.